Tony Blair has gone off and set up his institute, okay? And he has been gagging for digital ID.
Tried it in the 2000s.
Forever. He did try it. He laid the foundations of the legislation, but he couldn't quite get it through. He sets up this entire institute, right? And for the last year, Labour have pretty much ignored him. And they've been putting out actually quite like almost aggressive anti-Labour press statements. I do really enjoy reading them. I'm like, oh, someone's not buying their research. The ID cards is like the how do we get Tony Blair back on side? We bring those in, and they'll do it under the guise of small boats crossings. They'll convince the public that you need to have, we need to be able to verify these people. We don't know who they are in the hotels. By the way, you should probably know who they are. They get their fingerprints taken as soon as they land in the UK. Why don't you know who they are? Who lost that bit of paper? But they'll do it under that.
Yeah.
And they'll announce it in the Sun.
Yeah. I saw the Labour Together report about it was very much sort of angling it around immigration. But, you know, if you want to use that argument, why should the entire UK population be subject to an attack on their right to privacy because of that problem? Do you see what I mean? It's like, I think that these things that perhaps people take for granted that actually we should cherish, like the right to privacy, the idea that because we have this issue, and they dress it up in various ways. You know, back in the early 2000s, it was terrorism, right? It's this will make us safer if everyone has an ID card. Things like the Madrid bombings prove otherwise. Turning the country into a kind of papers please, like mandatory, you must have a digital ID. I get very nervous in relation to people who don't have digital literacy, people who are vulnerable, so like pensioners, the disabled, people who just don't have an interest in being online and don't want to have a digital identity. And if you start saying, you know, you can only book a GP appointment with a digital ID, you can only get access to social housing with a digital ID, like it becomes a ginormous problem very, very quickly. And I don't see the justification for doing that